Are you just holding like regular flowers in your offhand, dude? Or is that like an item?
I think I sent him flowers.
Oh, I might have been hovered over it. I just got
That's
those in my
just
mailbox
simple
today.
wildflowers. They're not giving you any stats.
I've been resurrected.
That'd be like just wearing a shirt.
Nathan.
Holy.
Yeah, Nathan, get the thing.
Hi, Jew!
Hello, Scooter Poot here. So I'm super into snacks. You know this. Super into winter. You also know this. And I love to do both at once. It's winter time, and I've got hella winter snacks. I'm just bragging about my snacks. That's it. Have a good episode.
I wonder if like the WoW respawning thing is explained in the lore at all, or if it's just this excuse that we run back to our corpse and it's just like magic nobody really knows. Because I know some games actually explain the reason why you have more than one life. But
I think the reason is because the game wouldn't work without it.
right. But sometimes it's like part of the lore of the game.
Loring.
I have a question for everyone.
Answer.
Ooh. What is your favorite vintage game? Example? Well, you don't need an example.
You mean like Skyrim? Or
I'm gonna give an example now. Mine is Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 64.
Ooh,
What year was that made? Do you know?
1996.
trendy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like a late vintage.
It's like my vintage, so like a game that you're nostalgic
Your
about from
vintage,
your past.
maybe like air hockey. You know that game before
Yeah,
video
it's my
games.
favorite video game. Oh, yeah. No, there's a video display on it. Like a digital...
Oh yeah, like a digital
Scoreboard.
clock.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
readout, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a video display.
I guess my favorite vintage video game is also just my favorite video game, which is Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I think it's, for me, it's the perfect game. It's a combination of genres, and it's complex, yet easy to get a hold of. It has amazing art direction and amazing soundtrack. Kind of a cutting-edge plot for its time, and you can play as, in the main campaign, you play as the good guys, you play as the bad guys, and you play as the neutral parties that are being affected by the war between the good guys and the bad guys. It's really fun.
What's this dumb game called?
It's called Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
Okay.
Ooh, we set you up there.
So my favorite retro game, if I'm going to go back further than Deus Ex, I love that movie. Deus Ex? Is this the Deus Ex?
There's lots here.
I love that game, and I'll tell you why I love that game, but it's not my answer. I love that game because there were multiple. It seemed as if I didn't design the game, and when I was playing it, I was like late teens. I just loved it. You could make choices in the game that would affect the outcome, and I believe there were like 3 or 4 different endings in the game based on what you chose, and it was sort of like a world conspiracy type game, and I really, really enjoyed that. You were also really customizable, but it was a first-person shooter, and apparently you could beat the entire game without killing anyone, which was also awesome. You had a lot of like traits. You could hack into ATMs and stuff, very specific like credit, and you're basically all of your choices. You weren't like, it didn't give you an evil and good scale, but all of your choices sort of affected the world around you. It's really cool. Favorite retro game? Well, I loved Mario Kart, obviously, as everybody does. Final Fantasy VII. There's a lot. I was
Final
really
Fantasy
into games.
VII is amazing.
Yeah.
Are you talking the Mario Kart for Super Nintendo?
I'm actually talking about the one for the GameCube.
Oh.
Double Dash.
Yeah, Double Dash.
Look, this question isn't, do you like any old games? This question is, what's your favorite vintage game?
Yeah, I don't have an answer, so that's my answer.
Touche.
I really like the Ocarina of Time. That's just classic. Although I have never finished it. Because after you become an adult, everything gets way too scary, especially when you have those mummies that try to like thigh suffocate you. Ridiculous, and they do that scream noise. No, thank you. So I've played like through the first half of it like 12 times.
Oh yes, the ocarina.
Ocarina.
Ready to fight this lady?
Yeah, let's do it.
3 words. Resident Evil 2. That's my favorite Resident Evil game. It got me into this series. It's my favorite classic game. And they're remaking it very, very soon. I'm very excited for that. So.
Isn't that like the sort of top-downish one? Like,
That was back when they were doing camera angles that looked like camera angles from movies. Like
Right.
you can control your view.
like you point your character in a direction. When you push forward, you go forward in relation to your character.
It's in relation to how, in relation to your character, exactly.
Harvey, aggro.
It's a good way of explaining
Okay,
it.
just
Alright.
It's a very tricky control system.
yeah. I think I played the first like 15 minutes of that.
I loved it.
I'm sure it's a great game.
What that reminds me, something I really liked about it was the weird camera angles. Because back in the day, I really felt like it was cool. Games seem to have a different way of playing them. Now I feel like all the control systems are the same. Like all first-person shooters
Yeah.
pretty much play the same. All action adventures pretty much play the same. You know?
Exactly.
I'm oblivious to my gear stats.
I was
I-
like that for a while.
And you know, to create an excuse or two, when we're in battle and this gear's popping up as mobs are dropping, I'm clicking pass on it, just so I can keep healing.
I know, and we tell you that's good for you or that's not good
And
for you
another-
sometimes. Sometimes we say that.
It is kind of a tough paradox around Nathan because, you know, like originally we were really getting on his ass for like being kind of on the slower side. So now that he's remedied that,
He's not.
we're just finding a new thing to get on his ass about. So, in that sense, I have a little bit of empathy for
I do
Nathan.
too.
But I do love it.
I do.
And I think our viewers like it. Because I am the noob, one of 3. And, you know, every viewer was once there.
I think that it's safe to say that we're all noobs ultimately. Like, I may be the least noob about certain things in this game, but compared to a lot of people, I'm a noob. Like, I'm not some pro WoW player. And I think that's kind of like what's really interesting about this is that none of us are really good at WoW. Like, we're like just crunching our way through this sucker. We're like just the average person off the street.
Well, also, on that note, you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. On that note, we do really well with dungeons, and part of the reason is because I think that we're in this room together while we play. I think it's a powerful advantage that we have.
Sends a message to our enemies, and that message is, look out, pal. We're communicating the hell out of this.
Okay, my favorite retro game is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. There we go.
What system?
Nintendo.
Regular?
Regular Nintendo.
Oh.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
I feel like I'm picturing the cover to that. Is it a guy like getting like punched in the face?
No, it's Tyson. Just Mike Tyson is. No, it's like I think it's a graphic of Mike Tyson, like the way he looks in the game.
Oh.
One of my favorite parts about that though is the training music. So Little Mac is the fighter. Yeah, exactly. And he's got this this black guy trainer who's always wearing a pink sweatsuit, and he rides on the bike as the city of New York is in the background, sort of 2D. Dun, 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 dun.
Is anybody else freezing cold, or is it just me and my sexy bod?
I'm not cold, but I could.
I'm a tad chilly.
See, Billy, you're wearing
Chilean,
long
maybe.
sleeved. Yo, James, can you help me with some of those candies?
Oh, yeah.
Throw them hard.
Huh?
They taste better if they hurt you.
Hey, hey, Narvi, can you help me out with some Narvi points?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Here's your shoes!
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Hi,
It
shoes!
was a defense mechanism. So exciting. This is gonna teach me some great things about relationships.